Anjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Ladati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. For those who have braved the post-lunch drowsiness to be here, much congratulations to you. If you're unable to sustain for whatever reason, feel free to stand up, get up, walk around, jump around, whatever makes sense for you. I've put a link here if you'd like to order the Japa book. If you don't have it, and would like it, if you like some of the content that has been presented so far, know that much of it's coming from the Japa book, written by the illustrious His Grace Burijan Prabhu. And like I said, it has certainly nourished a number of devotees' lives in their Japa journey. That said, some of you have had lunch with us here. I must say that I have found my affectionate and like-minded and better devotees. You know, the three features of devotee association: like-mindedness, affectionate, and vara, better than you or more realized than you. So I found that in the cook who made Chinese food. I grew up with Chinese food, so I'm a sucker for it. And it was just so good, right? So good. 5.5 stars or something like that. What I would like to do, if it's okay, if we can start with some reflections on the first session, part 1. If anybody would like to share, at the end we did a little exercise. If anything from there, or something that you heard that particularly struck you, or something you'd like to add to the discussion we had, the Japa journey map, which we covered, the following. Please, now's the time. Anyone would like to bring up something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. It has been a very churning time, whole day and yesterday. Particularly as you were sharing, 64 round day last week, it was dry. I was going like, wow. For me, I was contemplating yesterday's session. Guru Maharaj was sharing about this patience part. I think that's where it's very difficult for me. The other two somehow I managed. And then when you shared 64 rounds day, 8 hours, not feeling any taste, but still you kept at it. And as you were sharing today, there was nothing like, okay, wow, like there is no tinge of that frustration or whatever. So for me, that was very revealing. And from Japa book, you were showing, Guru Maharaj was sharing, it's actually important for us to go through that long desert phase. Desert.
Gulab Jamun.
I used to get so restless. I'm not asking for the material things. I understand. I'm not so bothered about it. But when I have these quote unquote genuine spiritual desires, and I'm ardently asking you, why don't you reciprocate?
Yeah, what the hell, Krishna? What's up with you?
So, as you shared, I mean, hearing philosophy is one thing. You are definitely someone whom I look up to, that Vara for me, and someone who is on this journey, who has gone a little beyond, has more deeper reflections and realizations, experiencing that kind of a thing, and still at it and sitting there and sharing. So that's very impactful for me. Thank you.
Okay. I'll try to have dry moments to inspire you more. But it's not in my control. It's Krishna's being the adventure person. Thank you for sharing. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, I like the way you started the class with that word mentoring. How do you say that? Is it mentoring?
Meandering. I heard mentoring.
No, but that was really encouraging for me when I heard that, because I can never expect it to be straight. So to act, I thought it's okay for me to be going up and down. So that gave me, I like the way you started it. But I was surprised to hear that even after Bhava stage or something, also they still go through ups and downs. Is that true? Is that
Ups
what you
and downs
said?
and emotions
Emotion.
with Krishna. And it's a variety of emotions. It's always variety, and it's new and it's fresh every time. Sometimes Krishna dances with the gopis and fulfills their desires, and sometimes he just disappears.
But that's different from what we experience in the.
Different than what we experience. But Krishna is, the point was that Krishna is not predictable. He's the most charming, unpredictable person in our lives, right? And we are also, unfortunately, now not predictable because we falter in our practice of bhakti. So we're not predictable, but we want to come to the place of being predictable in our relationship with Krishna. And he can be totally unpredictable, it's fine.
That's very nice. And I really like the example that you gave about the flow of the river's unique
Yes,
way.
yes.
It was really good. So I can never compare my journey with anybody, and as long as I'm keep flowing, that's what matters. So it's very
You
nice.
got it.
Thank you.
Neeraj? Nanda Tanuja. I have to get used to calling you that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So you asked me not to embarrass you, I'll not embarrass you. So at the beginning of our journey, we went to a devotee's house. So basically last session, we ended with two questions, right? What got you started? So I'm going there. So we went to a devotee's house. We stayed there in not you, but some devotee's house, 3 days. What really inspired me was their simplicity. Then the depth of knowledge, the beauty of the knowledge, right? And obviously the prasadam was a slam dunk. And there was always in my life, there was a sense of something's missing. Something's missing. And at that moment, when we came into the association, started chanting, that feeling went away.
Really?
Yes. So that's
Your
what...
Krishna-shaped hole started to get filled. Wow.
At least you know what was missing, and that feeling went away. Yeah, and then you said the no taste. Which of those 4 items that you have? So for me, it's mostly asat trishna, how I get attracted to social media or what have you. So that's just for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
One more thing, Prabhu. I was just talking to one more devotee who was saying the same thing. One moment I'm feeling like a devotee. Next moment I'm doing something which a devotee does not do. So I was saying, okay, I'm going to share a class. We're talking about this, the meandering journey of a devotee. So highly recommend every devotee who is joining ISKCON to
Stop embarrassing me. He knows how to embarrass me. I'm already an embarrassment. Don't make it any worse. You had one thing? Okay, last comment before we move on.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the great session. I'm just wondering that such a kind of intensive japa trait, how I apply in day-to-day my work, because 8 hours, 9 hours, we are spending time on the work. Dedicated time is good, but can I do it? The work itself, I can do it in such a way, japa. I'm just trying to see that how I can transform in the work as a japa retreat.
How you can make your work a japa retreat?
Yeah, that's kind of
that's
things.
it. You go to a conference room, shut the door, and just chant all day long.
No, the work itself converting as a japa. I'm trying to see that the work itself as a
As your
it's a
japa?
Krishna conscious, but work so that we can enjoy the work also. I'm in the IT. I'm trying to see that how I can make it best of this.
There's a verse, I'll point you directionally, but this is a prolonged journey of trying to be Krishna conscious at the workplace. It's not an easy thing at all. For those who go to work, anyone who goes to work, raise your hands.
Yeah.
And can we say it is a very difficult journey to be Krishna conscious at work? So it's not snap of the fingers. At the same time, a guiding instruction from Brahma Samhita is given. Brahma is praying, he's making some beautiful verse where he uses, forget the verse. So this is after the Brahma Samhita prayers. You know the Brahma Samhita book? No idea. Have you heard of these prayers? Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. You know? No
I'm
idea.
learning. I'm just beginning the journey.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no problem. That's good. So there's a book called Brahma Samhita, and maybe at the end of the session I can share with you the verse which speaks about this point where Brahma is about to create the universe and he wants to be Krishna conscious while he does that. And to create the universe, it's a passionate thing to do. It's not easy to do. And so he prays to Krishna for some guidance. And I forget I'm so sorry, I forget the Sanskrit, but it specifically says that it's important to have a very solid bhakti practice, ideally morning and evening. Sandwich program. In the morning, if we can, at one point it was 5 hours for me, but it's, some solid block of time in the morning that we're focusing on Krishna conscious activities, hearing, chanting, worshipping the deity, and at the end of the day, hearing, chanting, worshipping the deity, and you spend significant time, like let's say 3 hours, 2 hours, something like that, and make it a good investment of time at the beginning of your day and end of the day. It infiltrates the middle of your day, where you're at work. That's one. The second suggestion would be to try to give Krishna consciousness in the workplace. Like you can take prasadam that's been offered to Krishna. Here they probably have barfi you can buy or something like that, and take it to your workplace. Or if you can cook something and take it for you. It's very, very, you build relationships, you gain political camaraderie, but you are giving Krishna consciousness as well at the workplace. And you can take out time during the day to just connect with Krishna through japa, through reading something, through hearing something. And then when you go back to your work, then it's more infused with some consciousness of Krishna. So those are some suggestions. Okay?
Thank you, Ji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, last truly the last comment.
One.
It'll be text 50, text 60, I think.
61, right?
Huh?
61.
61, yeah.
Yeah, what's that? Dharma nanyan parityajya. That one, right?
Say the whole verse.
Dharma anyan parityajya mam ekam bhaja vishwasan. That one, right?
I don't remember. Keep going.
Yeah. Yadrishi.
Yadarshi, Dadarshi, Shraddha, Tadarshi,
Yeah, Siddhir bhavati.
Siddhi Bhavati Tadarshi. Correct. Yeah, that's the verse, 61. And if you read the purport, Bhakti Siddhanta explains what I was explaining. Thank you so much. Okay. Everyone's awake. I can see people are awake. This is amazing. Like, you're trying your best. To be honest, me too. All right. So we went through all of this. It was fun to learn about sadhu sangha, maybe fun to learn about bhajan kriya. It was a little depressing to learn about no taste, wasn't it? Shake your head to say yes. I mean, yes. It was pretty depressing. I have some good news. It's going to get worse. So I was just talking with Nanda Tanuja Prabhu that what is if you translate journey in English, in Hindi, what is the Hindi word for journey? Suffer. Which in English is quite apt. We're going to talk about suffering. And I'll also say, Maharaj was showing yesterday the etymology of patience. That in Latin, patio or pati means to suffer and to endure. Like the ability to endure suffering is, in other words, patience. So pati means husband, which means suffering. Suffer. Let's move on. Where did we end with? Anyone remember the two things that we can do to help ourselves? One was, where do we end after no taste? One was to chant with attention, and the second is not to criticize devotees. Okay. So those where we ended of how we can help ourselves. Now we're going to focus on how to pay attention. To be able to pay attention requires to at least understand a little bit about how our mind works. Anartha nivritti. Anartha, stuff that is in our heart that doesn't help us in our Krishna conscious journey. It bothers us. It's like walking on stones and pebbles and sand that doesn't make for a smooth journey at all. Anarthas is painful. Anartha nivritti, the word nivritti is to remove. When you see the picture right next to it, you see a mop and a bucket. It's a wonderful way to clean. Nowadays, they don't have this stuff anymore. You just buy those, what do you call them? Either a robot or that the sweeper thing that's just automatic. Anyway, so this anartha nivritti is a cleansing of those anarthas, and it starts all the way from the brajana kriya and it goes all the way to nishtha. So the recognition of no taste, we're going to dive deeply into anartha nivritti, and then the desert, which is the next piece what we're going to talk about, is all in the anartha nivritti stage. Anartha nivritti means that I am willing to give up my inhibitions and shackles. Anartha nivritti doesn't mean that I just recognize my anarthas. Anartha nivritti means there's a sincere willingness to give up, let go, and allow Krishna in his various manifestations to wash away those things that prevent us from moving forward. It's that willingness that makes anartha nivriti effective. In anartha nivriti, we're going to be having a session on why by Maharaj right after my session. Anartha nivriti is where the purpose starts deepening. Remember, we start to develop a purpose in sadhu sangha, bhajana, kriya. We start to, you know what? Instead of trying to make it big in the material world, maybe I need to become really small in front of God. That's my goal of life. And this purpose starts to deepen in the anartha nivriti stage. Without that purpose deepening, without that deep motivating force, enthusiasm cannot be there, determination to go through the anartha nivriti process cannot be there, and certainly no patience. So that's at the foundation, is the why. So that purpose is affected, is matured through the association of devotees. So here in this phase of one's journey, the appreciation for devotees grows tremendously. Because you see, like we were hearing the personal reflections of those who were sharing just a few minutes ago. Patita Pawan Prabhu was, and all of them were sharing, all three of them were sharing how devotee association is so pivotal in their journeys. Here in Anartha Nivriti stage, the appreciation becomes very strong. You see that, the devotees is how my purpose gets strengthened. You want association of genuine devotees. The fire of sincerity grows. And in this stage, in the relationship with Japa, in Anartha Nivriti, one starts to look forward and is eager to spend time with Krishna. They're looking to make special time that's dedicated to chant their Japa. That's the Anartha Nivriti stage. And they're also very vigilant. The devotee is very vigilant. What will help, what will not help. They noticed, if I, like I was sharing earlier, if I start talking right after I stop chanting, it's actually detrimental. Sometimes I take a walk with a friend to do a Japa walk. I've noticed even that, taking a Japa walk with a friend, even though we're not chit-chatting, can be distracting. So, Anartha Nivriti, you start to see what helps, what doesn't, and you purposefully take up practices that help, and you willingly let go of practices or things that don't help. But then we have something called the mind. Oh, our dear mind. My dear mind, your dear mind, we all have a dear mind. In the Anartha Nivriti stage, we become conscious of how our mind works a little bit. The mind is constantly evaluating. It's the judge of everything. Of the food, of the cook, of the guy who's sitting next to me, of myself as a devotee. I'm a great devotee, like you were sharing. Somebody was self-evaluation. I'm a good devotee. I'm not such a good devotee. I'm a good devotee. I'm not such a good devotee. The mind is constantly evaluating. We might sit in a japa circle, even the wee hours of the morning, where it's so precious to spend with Krishna, and with this, the side view, we're looking to see who's taking a nap while chanting japa. Who's sincere, who's not. And then the mind loves to taste this sweet experience. Oh, I'm pretty good at this japa thing. You know, the thought comes, oh, while the mind is evaluating so much, it evaluates what helps too. The mind will evaluate, is the closing my eyes helpful or not? So we're chanting japa, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We're trying to focus on Krishna, our beautiful relationship with Krishna that needs to be awakened and grown. So I'm chanting Hare Krishna, and then, should I close my eyes or open my eyes? If I open my eyes, look, I'm a little more attentive because I can see the deities. But okay, if I close my eyes, gosh, I'm feeling sleepy. I go back to opening my eyes. And I think about, I've seen a lot of people who open their eyes and they kind of look like fish. I wonder what is fish like. Yeah, I used to eat fish. Oh, I hate fish. Yeah, fish is for Bengalis, And then the mind just keeps going. And then you're in Bengal all of a sudden, thinking about fish in Bengal when you're chanting japa. Watch the mind tomorrow. We have 8 hours to try to do this. Yes? Did you go to Bengal with me? I have noticed, this is personal experience, I don't know if it's true for you, but these 2 times of my life on a daily basis are the worst when the mind is super active during japa and while being horizontal on a bed. The mind will amplify. When I say active, it amplifies. It's like it takes like chewing gum and it stretches it. Things that are really insignificant, it makes it huge. You might have a minor conflict going on with someone. While chanting japa, it becomes the biggest thing on earth. It's like, a nuclear missile is coming towards the United States or something. That's the way it becomes so prominent for the mind during japa. How dare they say that about me? Do they not know who I am? It's more likely we do not know who we are. Really insignificant. So, the japa time is a very delicate time because it's a porthole through which we can experience the most precious moments with the most supreme and loving person. And it's also the time that we can go off into La La Land for an hour and go back and go, oh my goodness, what happened to that hour? The mind has this tendency to want endlessly. Ever shifting, forever grasping, always lamenting, materialistic mind. The mind is our deity. We worship it. The mind loves to think about, if only, for example, if only I was younger, if only I'd started Krishna consciousness when I was Rohan's age, if only I could play harmonium like Radhika, if only I could sing like that person, if only I was more advanced in my career, if only I had not left that city and not come to this city. If only we stick with these things that make us caught in victimhood. And when we are caught in a victim mentality, that perpetuates drama. Some of you have been introduced to the drama triangle. You know the concept of drama? There's a victim, there's a persecutor, and a rescuer. And we love to live in the drama triangle. And especially when drama is going on with somebody else, the mind gets so attracted. I'd like to know what's going on. What drama is going on for the other person? Really? Did that devotee go through that issue? Oh, really? When? How? Please tell me. The mind is so attracted to these things. It tastes. The mind is a taster of mundane rasa. We don't have taste partly because the mind is so filled with finding taste that is putrid, yucky, that has this odor to it. The mind likes it. Ooh, it's nice. The mind also loves to fight. It really enjoys it. Conflict just makes the mind go, yay! This is fun! It's a lot of pain though. There is spiritual conflict, where you see Krishna and Radha also get into conflict. Our level of conflict is painful conflict. It's not ecstatic conflict at all. The mind tastes, and here's another feature of the mind that is very apparent, especially in today's age. The mind loves distraction. And it's habituated to distraction. It doesn't like to just sit and listen. I have some videos I can share with you at some later point in time. But our mind has the ability to listen to 600 words a minute, actually. And people, when they speak, they can only speak 150 at most words a minute. So you could say 3/4 of your brain is not being used as you are listening to someone speak. So while someone is speaking, guess what the mind likes to do? What are we going to have for dinner tomorrow night? Maybe I should go grocery shopping. Boy, this person's speaking for such a long time. I wonder if I should go have prasadam. How many of us have had that experience of listening but not really listening? That mind. I'm speaking slowly right now. It's not even 150 minutes, 100 words, 150 words per minute. Have you observed your mind, what it's doing? Is it 100% with me? Probably not. Maybe some of you. But the mind has this, it likes distraction. It has this tendency to be distracted. So then what happens? As a result, we don't fully listen to another person. We don't really understand what they're trying to say. And then the relationship falters as a result. What a wonderful, wonderful friend. I was growing up, I grew up with movies, and one of the movies we watched was Sleeping with the Enemy. Might have been a Julia Roberts movie. And we're not just sleeping with, we constantly awake with and sleeping with the enemy, the mind. The Japa books makes this profound statement that I'd like to read for you. Please listen carefully. I understand it's after lunch, but this is it's so deep and so edifying. The mind, to protect our false ego, or to protect our false sense of self, the mind imposes a sense of significance on the inconsequential. To protect a false sense of self, the mind imposes a sense of significance on the inconsequential. Okay. Remember I told you about suffer? Talking about the mind. Quite an entity. If we deeply contemplate and really spend the time to observe the mind, it's quite an entity. It's worse than a 2-year-old kid. Terrible twos seem like a walk in the park compared to dealing with our own minds. What to do? So here's a list. What to do. So the first, when there's sincerity in the heart, there's some ways to deal with the mind. The first one is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's recommendation, that you beat the mind. In the morning when you wake up, You take a broomstick, right? But not the Indian broomstick, that's pretty light. The heavy broomstick. Bang, bang, bang. How many times? 100 times. Don't make that word. Bhaktisiddhanta says you beat it 100 times. Not once. 100 times. Beat the mind. Beat the mind. Beat the mind. 100 times. And before you go to bed at night, you take a shoe, okay, steel toe shoe, and you beat the mind. Beat the mind. Beat the mind 100 times. What are you beating the mind about? By the way, if anyone has low self-esteem issues, or you can fall in depression, please don't do this. It can cause more problems than you initially started with. So the beating the mind, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that it is where you're telling the mind, don't criticize others. Don't try to find fault with others. Don't have this envious spirit. And don't think yourself as a great person. And don't try to pursue trying to be a great person. You beat the mind and tell it like that. So that's one way to deal with the mind. The second way is you plead with it. So I shared this last week that one Japa retreat in Gita Nagari, a number of us had attended, and we were given an exercise to write a prayer to the mind. I still remember the prayer I wrote to my mind. Somehow he didn't listen. I don't know. He didn't reciprocate with my prayer. But you can write a prayer to the mind, and that is what Mana Shiksha is. Mana Shiksha are prayers to the mind by Raghunath Das Goswami. What does he pray to the mind? The very first verse that he says, "My dear mind, please, 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 if you so desire, give up pride." And give up pride, and if you at all want to have love for Krishna, become attached to the Gayatri Mantra, to the holy name, to the devotees, to my spiritual master, to the holy dham. Please have these attachments. This is pleading with the mind. Here's another one, another prayer to the mind. My dear mind, so many lifetimes you've been in control, and I've become a mess. Look at me. I'm a mess. I can say that with honesty. Truly a mess. So at least this one lifetime, let me give to Krishna. I really got moved by this exchange I had with a devotee who is a leader in a temple somewhere. And I was so impressed that for years and years and years, they're serving as a temple president and are going through so much difficulty. It's one of those thankless tasks in this world, is to serve as a temple leader. Besides, I shared being a guru is one of them, but certainly being a temple leader is another one, where it's thankless. I was like, how are you doing this? How are you still going on? And this person said, I told my mind, look, this life is for Krishna. You screwed up all of those other lives, and this life is for Krishna. So you plead with the mind, just this one life. Next life, do whatever hell you want. But this one life is for Krishna. Next one, ignore it. This was Prabhupada's formula. Neglect the mind. The mind has this unstoppable pushing to do this and do that and do the other thing, and the mind doesn't want to let go. And so at some point you just got to ignore it. How much are you going to satisfy that 2-year-old whining kid? So just like give them something else to do. So that was Prabhupada's formula, that you completely pack your life with service to Krishna. Sadhana, and service the whole day. Weekends too, you're like busy bee, continuously busy with service to Krishna. Then there's no time to, follow the pushings of the mind. Oh, I'd like to go taste that. Oh, I'd like to go watch that. Oh, I'd like to go do this. All of those pushings of the mind, you can avoid it because you're busy. You've got stuff to do in service to Krishna. This is essential. Here's Prabhupada. One time, someone in Hawaii, I think it was Hawaii, that asked him, Prabhupada, how do you control this mad mind? And Prabhupada said, you chant with the tongue and you hear the sound, that's all. Where's the question of mind? Interesting, huh? How to deal with this mad mind while I'm chanting? You chant with the tongue, you hear with the ear, where's the question of mind? You just ignore it. And at some point we have to learn to obey the orders of the soul and not of the mind. So that's ignore it. Then finally, scream for help. In Manashiksha, let me read a prayer. While here on the revealed path of devotion, I've been attacked by the gang of my own lust, anger, and so on. They've bound my neck with troublesome, dreadful ropes of wicked deeds. I'm being killed. Cry out piteously like this to the devotees of Sri Krishna, the destroyer of Baka, O mind. They will save you from these enemies. To scream for Krishna. There was Patita Pavan Prabhu was sharing a little earlier that sometimes he finds his mind going off in some direction and he just starts screaming, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And he stays with it until his mind calms down. By the way, this is a practice that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also used to have, that he would chant loudly to bring the mind back and control it. So, the last point that's mentioned here, that the two most problematic things that we have to deal with is duplicity, kutinati, and swapratishtita, and desire for fame. Acharyas say, this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says that unless one doesn't give up these, or doesn't endeavor to give up duplicity and the desire for fame, then one cannot get strong attachment in chanting. Manashiksha and Manashiksha, Raghunath Goswami explains that this duplicity is compared to when we are not authentic, when inside of our hearts there's not respect, but externally we show respect. That's duplicity. Where our inside is not matching our outside. In such a case, he calls it, he says, my dear mind, why are you bathing in this trickling of donkey urine of duplicity? What? This burning donkey urine of duplicity. Where externally you show respect, but internally there isn't respect, because that will only come out later as offense. So this duplicity thing, why are you burning in it? Instead, bathe in the beautiful love of Radha Gandharvika. And then this other piece, desire for fame, he says the desire for fame is like dog-eating prostitute dancing flagrantly in my heart. Dog-eating prostitute dancing in my heart is the desire for fame. Shh. This is heavy stuff. Don't worry, it gets worse. So, what to do? So we start working on it. We are really trying in Anartha Nivritti. Okay, I get it. I'm going to try to control these tendencies. I'm going to try to control my mind, and we work on it, and we work on it, and we work on it, and we work on it. And we work on it. Our experience in life is, in material world, anything you really put your heart into, you can do it, right? That's what we've learned ever since we were kids. You put your mind and heart into it, you can achieve it. You can do it. You can make it happen. And we go, yeah, I want to be connected to Krishna, and all this is bothering me, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to control, once and for all, control my mind. Tomorrow, 64 round day, I will control my mind tomorrow. Everyone ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. The next stage that we're going to experience is anything but. Now the devotee is going to experience the desert. The desert of our inability to help our own self. We have been trained since we're young that we can do it, and here we are totally unable to make our own progress in Krishna consciousness. Yeah. It's endeavoring to remove.
Yeah. So we can actually be joyfully willing to let go. I understand this is an unwanted thing.
Yes.
But it's such a strong attachment. And I was connecting to the last point you said. Unless we can be completely removed of that kutinati and the desire for fame, we cannot chant that pure holy name.
Yes.
And unless we have a strong taste or attachment, the mind is constantly going all over the place. For me, it's like...
It's circular reasoning. This is where it starts to open up. How does that door open up? Thank you for the segue. That door opens because now we've recognized volumes of impurities, right? Remember all that list of no taste? We had 4 different reasons for no taste. We have understanding of our own mind now that it's really, really terrible to work with. We're recognizing volumes of impurities. We're recognizing our insignificance. I'm really tiny and small. And now comes the third eye, impurities, insignificance, and now inabilities. I am now shedding my false ego that I can help my own self. At this point, there's a rude awakening of one's inabilities. Not just awakening, rude awakening. We're ripped out of our reality of who we think we are and what we can do. We're now brought to a place where we're begging on our knees, I don't have any other way to go, Krishna, except you. This is known as the dark night of the soul. In Spanish is known as the La Noche Oscura del Alma, because that term came from a Catholic priest. Any genuine spiritualist, my observation is, any genuine spiritualist, when you pursue your spiritual path, whatever the tradition, you will likely go through this phase of the dark night of the soul. And you can look it up later what it means, but it's where you are entering into a well of despair. You have tried everything to help yourself, and you've come to the point where I can't do it. And so this place of humiliation, of deep embarrassment, is preceding genuine humility. There's some amount of humility earlier. Now humility becomes solid. It becomes fixed in your heart. It's like a mainstay in the heart where you start to truly feel humble through this experience of the desert. Let me read for you a little section from the Japa book that explains this. Please listen. Actually, humiliation comes even before humility. If I compare the sankalpas are made with what I've actually did, I've had certain intentions or resolutions in my life, and what actually I've been able to accomplish, the truth becomes clear. My determined effort to advance in Krishna consciousness, renouncing once and for all my anarthas, my offenses, and the petty material desires I have that have all invaded my consciousness, they've not been successful. I have not been successful. I became painfully aware of my incapacity. Overcome by my choosing to indulge in things unrelated to Krishna, I find myself embarrassed. And this place of embarrassment is the birth of irrevocable humility. This is a place where one, even if given the opportunity of fame and praise, one, they reject it and they don't take it in because they know that I am not worthy of praise. They say that a Brahmana considers praise as poison and criticism as nectar. So how does a Brahmana, how does a person who is devotee in the stage, how do they see criticism? If somebody criticizes them, they see, you know what? That person have got just a tiny window into the dark room of my consciousness. They don't really have the full picture. So they're criticizing a little bit of what's in my heart. This has now, humility has settled in the heart of a devotee irrevocably. But to go through this phase of the desert is very difficult. How are you all feeling? A little heavy, right? Just going through this is heavy. So it's hard. That is why, oops. You see that? Some people leave. Trying to go through this desert. Let me read again another nice quote from the Japa book. Many devotees struggle while chanting because before they can take shelter of Krishna's names, they have to travel through the desert of seeing the truth about themselves, that they have little sincerity and no taste, that the mind is uncontrolled and filled with anarthas, and that they have no power to help themselves. This stage is necessary because it convinces us that we have nothing to depend on except Krishna's holy name. Only when we understand this fact can we chant with a full heart, but it is not easy to cross that desert, and some devotees give up before they reach the other side. When there's a sincere desire to advance, humility is the natural fruit of it. And when there's genuine humility awakened, Nama Shraya, or shelter in the holy name, is a natural result of that. Humility is born from a sincere desire to advance, going through anartha nivritti in this desert. And then taking shelter, true shelter of the holy name, is a result of genuine humility awakening. Because now the repentance of our own condition is so overwhelming, it washes away our attachment to false ego. It washes away lust, anger, greed, and those things that hold us back. That repentance. And now the soul has started to shed some of its false shelters. The devotee now is able to take shelter of Krishna's holy name without false shelters. That is Nama Ashraya, shelter in the holy name. This leads us to the next stage of Nishtha. Yay, Nishtha. So in Nishtha, some of you may know the verse, Tranadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnana amanina manadena kirtaneya sadahari. It starts with Tranadapi sunichena, that one feels lower than a blade of grass. How? How are you going to get there from where we are? Where you feel completely convinced that I have no capability on my own. And I'm deeply impure, and now one is taking shelter of the Supreme. It's not easy to go through this desert. A few things that help. One is to recognize that we just stick with the process. Brahma prays to Krishna, Tattenu kampa susumikshamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam ridvagvapurbhir vidadhan namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadai bhak. So he says, my dear Lord, I'm ready to accept whatever situation you give me in my life, because I know it's just my own doing. It's a fruit of my own doing. But I want to continue to serve you with my rid, vag and vapu, my body, with my heart, and with my words. I want to give myself to you. And jiveta, I know if I just stick with this, if I just stay determined and stick with this process, that Padesa Daibak, that I'll inherit your kingdom. So he feels convinced that if I just stick with it, Jiveta, Jiveta according to Jiva Goswami means if I just stay alive in Krishna consciousness, just stay alive, just keep going. Don't give up. Just keep going with your chanting process, trying as sincerely. Tomorrow is 64 round day. Just keep trying sincerely to humbly connect with Krishna. Just go, just keep going, Jiveta, staying alive. Again, when we were growing up, there was a song. Some of you know that song? Staying alive, yeah. So just stay alive in Krishna consciousness. Another thing that really helps us is to recognize that Krishna loves us. It may seem that Krishna is not reciprocating. He is our Father. What's the verse? Aham bija prada pita. That I am the seed-giving father of every living entity. Or pitamaha sad jagata mata dhata pitamaha. He says, I'm the father of every living entity. And the mother, not just father. I mean, he's both. Imagine how much love is from that. But he seems like he's not reciprocating, to your point. Why? He gives the clue in the rasa dance. After the rasa dance, or before the second rasa dance, Krishna tells the gopis that I purposefully don't reciprocate sometimes because I want to increase your longing. I want to increase your humility and longing. So it seems like Krishna may not be reciprocating with us tomorrow. What is that for? To increase that, our heart. He's carving our heart to be more juicier with humility. And a devotee will experience this, that from within Krishna lets us know that he's always been there with us. He was always there with us, he is with us, and he will always be there with us. From inside our own hearts we'll get to know. And when you get to know that, you're ready for Krishna's adventure. Wherever he wants to take me, I'm ready to go. So that helps us to go through the desert. Another very, very important point that helps us to go through the desert is the ability to be self-accepting. That I have all of these anarthas, I have all of these things that trouble me, etc. my mind, oh my God, I wish I could donate my mind to goodwill. I can give everything else to goodwill. Why not my mind, you know? But to be accepting of the mind we have. You know, it's okay. Each one of us has a mind that's not particularly something to be proud of. We just accept it. It is what it is. We found ourselves in this place. That's what we have. So we take that sense of self-acceptance and move on. Just continue on the journey. Now in the Nishtha stage, when one has taken shelter of Namashraya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, in the deep dark well of the desert, slowly you'll see the sun rising. Avidyati mera tapana rupe ridagagane viraje. In the sky of the heart, ridagagan. In the sky of the heart, you'll start to see the sun slowly rise. You don't see the sun yet, just the sunlight. And that sunlight is so pleasing and precious. That sunlight, that little bit of the breaking of dawn, is the experience of Namashraya, meaning shelter in the holy name. You're starting to experience, this is where I'm going to find my home, is with the chanting of the holy name. This is my home. Where is home? If somebody asks you, where is home? What would you answer? You don't have to answer. It's a rhetorical question. People will generally say their place of birth. Maybe they'll say, for me, I live in Chicago, whatever. But home, for the devotee in the Namashraya stage, for them, home is Krishna. The sense of belonging has now become very strong. Remember how we were talking about belonging earlier? We try to belong to so many different things. When we first start the practice of Krishna consciousness, in the Nishtha stage, the sense of belonging is with Krishna and his devotees. That's where the sense of belonging is now reposed. And in the Nishtha stage, remember we were talking about how it's hard for them to say no. And now in the Nishtha stage, very easily. Let me read a verse for you. It says, no longer a people pleaser. O Lord, kindly bestow upon me mercy in the form of your sidelong glance, followed by the sweet sound of your flute. When you are pleased with me, even if others are displeased, it doesn't matter. But when you're displeased with me, even if others are pleased, then what is the benefit for me? So the person is no longer being a people pleaser. In the stage of Nishtha, the appreciation of devotees grows even more. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, you may have known his song, Manasa Deha Geho. He says, Kita janma hua tu das, bahir mukha brahma janma nahi ash. I don't want to be a great person like Brahma if I'm averse to you, but I will be a worm in the house of your devotee. That's the extent to which now devotee appreciation is there in the Nishtha stage. And also in the Nishtha stage, one is able to be like a tree, tolerant like a tree. What does that mean? They're able to give shelter to others even if they're going through trouble themselves. A little story of my Guru Maharaj. One time I and some others were on a call with him, and he shared with us that I'm going through the worst time of my life. And in that call, he spent most of the time guiding us and instructing us. And I was thinking, my goodness. A tree is such that it'll be scorching, rain will be following, yet the tree will give fruits and shade to others. Like that, those who are devotees in the Nishtha stage, they can do that. They can take a lot of heat and still give kindness and care to others. It's the power of a person in Nishtha. What is that? Was a lady cleaning outside? I thought the air conditioner turned on or something. Okay. So that's concluding our journey to the Nishtha stage from chanting the holy name. We started with Adav Shraddha, we went through Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, the experience of no taste, the hard struggle with Anartha Nivritti, the experience of a desert, and then reaching up to Nishtha, the meandering journey of faith, love, and humility. So I'll pause there and see if there are any comments or questions. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, wonderful session. Just a while ago you said Krishna is pleased, right? How do we know if Krishna is pleased with us?
How do we know if Krishna is pleased with us? So, when our consciousness is refined, we can know just from the heart. That Prabhupada would know, for example, when Krishna is pleased. In a more, perhaps, younger stages of this journey, the way that we can know that Krishna is pleased with us is through Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, three things. If you look up, you like Bhagavad Gita? Chapter 18, text 57, if you look at the purport, Prabhupada explains that some people may say, Arjuna had Krishna right there, so he knew what Krishna wanted and he could do that. What about us? Excellent point. Excellent question. And Prabhupada explains that if one just follows the message of the Bhagavad Gita, you can know Krishna is pleased. So we can know Krishna is pleased from these three things. Shastra, for sure. Because what is Shastra? Shastra is Krishna's heart. Like when you talk to a friend, you'll get to know your friend's heart. Like you get to know what they like, what they don't like, what is important. If we study Shastra, we are coming in touch with getting to know Krishna's heart. And he's just pouring out his heart in the Bhagavad Gita. Like samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshu astina ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu tav chapyaham. That I give myself to my devotee who approaches me with love. So we know Krishna is pleased if we have this affectionate disposition towards him, for example. That's one. Shastra. Second is through Guru. We can just simply ask, is Krishna pleased? And sadhus. Devotees who are vara, more advanced than us, we can ask the question and get a nice response. What do you think? But?
I will not use that word, but I just use it. Great. So
you know,
I'm
my
in a situation.
my wife and I, we do non-violent communication training, and one of the things that we say is, do not put your butt in someone else's face. Mean the word butt.
I'm in a situation where I go for service. I know some people like to see me do service. I know some people don't like to see me come for temple and do service. They just want me gone. So I don't know which one I should see as Krishna's hand in this or this. Like, is Krishna pleased with my service? Because I know this group of people, support me.
Krishna
but then,
never wants anyone gone. Quote, gone. That we have to be convinced of. Now, there are times in our lives where out of service to another devotee, we may stay distant. Because our presence, because of our psychophysical nature, how we speak or whatever, triggers them. And so out of service to them, if our mood is service, then we can distance ourselves from the devotee, not out of spite, but out of service, so that they're peaceful. At the same time, my Lord, or each of our Lords is Krishna, and Krishna doesn't want us kicked out. We just said he's a mother and father. Which mother and father will want you get out of here? So if there is some energy like that, maybe it's just something that devotee is struggling with. But doesn't mean we stop our service to Krishna. No.
So don't give up devotional
No,
service.
but then how do we delicately deal with that situation? We might need some guidance and some mature devotee to help us guide through the dynamics there with the devotees that have struggles with us.
I don't like the mind
Me too.
because it's so confusing. It just takes me on a ride.
It does.
So I just don't want to listen to it. But at the same time, I don't want to look like I ignore.
You know, if you look at Prabhupada's life, that when devotees felt like that, when there was conflicts among devotees, you know what Prabhupada did? And one devotee wanted to just leave. He said, you come stay with me. There was another time, I just read this 2 days ago. Bhakti Siddhanta, he told a group of devotees, establish a temple here. And he went away, he came back, and the lead devotee who established the temple there, he was a brahmachari, he was not there anymore. Bhakti Siddhanta said, where's the devotee? They said, he got involved with a girl, so we kicked him out. Bhakti Siddhanta said, I'm not coming here again until you go find him and bring him back. Just because we have weakness doesn't mean that you kick someone out. He got so upset. It's not okay to treat someone like that. Especially someone who wants to give their heart to Krishna. No way. So what if they have weakness? We all have weaknesses. Bhakti Siddhanta made them bring them back. Bhakti Siddhanta or Prabhupada would not want you to leave. It means Krishna doesn't want you to leave.
In my heart, I'm happy. But I might be imagining. I might be imagining I'm happy.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm looking for validation in the wrong places.
That's right.
So
the sense of belonging, remember we talked about the sense of belonging? We want, through the chanting of the holy name, we want to shift our sense of belonging to Krishna and to Prabhupada.
it's very hard
Maybe
to...
we should continue more later because it seems like it's an ongoing
Yes,
dialogue.
sir.
Should we do that later?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks.
Hare Krishna. You kind of had a statement, it was at the end of a section, you said like the mind like makes a big deal about things or something to protect the false ego.
Yeah.
Could you please repeat that statement?
Sure.
And then also if you could give an example because
Absolutely.
I had trouble understanding it.
Thank you, good question. So this is from the Japa book where Bharijan Prabhu explains that, do you understand what the false ego is? It's the sense of identity, who I am, right? I think I'm the body, I think I'm of a certain culture, of a certain nationality, I think I'm intelligent, perhaps I think I'm caring and friendly. You know, those are all identities of false ego. To protect the false ego, those identities, the mind imposes a sense of significance on the inconsequential. So inconsequential meaning it doesn't have bearing in my life. So let me give you an example. If the mind pushes me, it says, you must say something to that person because then they will like you. The false ego piece is, I am a good person. And the mind is forcing you to go say something to that other person so that you want them to like you and appreciate you and give you this reinforcement that, quote, I'm a good person. Does that make sense? Okay. You had another question, or was that it?
I guess not. Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Raghav Chaitanya and then.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So nice, it's so nice listening to you in both classes. Did I hear about duality in this complete class? Duality? No?
Duality?
Yeah.
Yeah, duality is what the mind struggles with, yeah.
Yeah. Do we have that in the seminar, means this particular class?
I did not focus on, I think a little bit I mentioned how the mind struggles with, it likes to taste conflict as well as peace. It wants to taste both.
Yeah, I saw the duplicity, right? Yeah. No? Yeah, I think duplicity is what mentioned. I don't know whether that's same as duality. The reason I'm asking is like one of the verses in Bhagavad Gita says, what is it? Tedanta gatha papam vinirmukta bhajante mam dhrudavrata. Dvandva moha vinirmukta bhajante mam dhrudavrata. So that's only one line of that verse, but so I was just wondering if duality is mentioned in this.
No, but it's part of the mind explanation that I'd given, yeah. Thank you. Yes, and I saw your hand up too, yeah.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thanks for being here and sharing with us today. It's been great. My question is, I'm pretty new here, but like one thing I noticed, like if I'm at work and things are just getting crazy and out of control, like I could take control of my mind and emotions by just like going into the stairwell, doing chanting. And so I feel like I'm getting control of my mind that way. But when I'm actually doing chanting, it seems like my mind wants to take control of me. And I mean, it's not like I can go chant to like an extra layer or something. I don't know. But I guess my question is, like, over time, does this get like easier to control the mind while you're purposely chanting? And yeah, I guess like does it get
yes, yes. The answer is yes. With the caveat that we are approaching our spiritual life with a purpose to connect with God in love. We're trying to chant in a way to awaken love, then yes. The answer is yes, it does get easier. Of course, we have to go through some struggles along the way, but it does get easier, yes. And there's many examples of that. So yes, please feel confident that it'll happen. The mind does calm down at some point. It seems like, when's this mind ever going to come down? It does. It does. If we apply ourselves sincerely to the process, Krishna is very kind. Mercy comes our way and those things do subside. Thank you. Prabhu. And then this devotee has been having it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Very nice. Thank you for your fantastic class. One of the things I found very useful when chanting is Krishna is saying only the deluded think that they are the doers. Similarly, in Japa, when I think that I'm only chanting because of mercy of Krishna, Krishna is sitting in my heart, and I'm able to say this, operate my tongue, and hear because of Him.
Yes.
There's nothing I am doing that will completely free me from thinking that I am doing something special.
Right. We can, Maharaj showed yesterday, we cannot do japa. We can only receive the holy name.
Yeah.
It's a false ego thing. Ahamkar. Ahankar, if you break it up, aham means I. Kara means the doer. I do. And that's very sticky in the heart. It's the deepest part of illusion that covers the soul. So part of going through the desert is to shed some of that ultra difficult tar that's stuck in our heart that think that I am in control of my own spiritual life. When in reality, not only that that my chanting process is a gift from Krishna and through his devotees. But my ability to chant is a gift to Krishna, and despite my frailties, despite my weaknesses, Krishna still makes himself available. That, oh my God, is so precious. How kind is the Lord to be present even though I'm a mess.
Yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna. This devotee here. So this maybe will be our last question before we'll do a bhajan, which I promise I share with you. A bhajan I've been chanting for 15 years. This really helped my own japa, and it's really nice. It's actually by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but he's written it as if Haridas Thakur is praying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay? Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, the mic's not on.
I have two questions. So first question is that in Anarth Nivarti, while going through the desert, so you mentioned some people there lives. So like why those people lives, and what is the thing that make others stay?
There could be many ways to answer that question. One is that, are those two questions or one question? That's one question, okay. What makes people leave and what makes people stay? What makes people leave is that they have a certain expectation from God, that He's supposed to reciprocate with me in a certain way. I'm putting so much effort in this chanting process, I should get something back. ROI, return on investment. And it's not happening. So one's expectations are not met, because what's propelling them is not just bhakti, but some other material desires. And those desires are not being satisfied. So they may say, chanting doesn't work for me. I've heard that a lot. It doesn't work for me. I'm out of here. The issue, my sense, the issue is a lot to do with the seed of bhakti that they're cultivating. The seed of bhakti, is it about me or is it about Krishna? Is my life about Krishna or is my life for me? If it's about Krishna, I'll just keep going. Because it's about him. If he wants to reciprocate, he can reciprocate. If he doesn't want to, that's his choice. If we are attached to this idea that part of my life is about satisfying my desires and it should be satisfied, then bhakti is so powerful, it'll wash away all anarthas. The way my spiritual master says this is that bhakti is so powerful, it'll wash away anarthas. If we hold on to those anarthas, we get washed away with it. And why people stay is the opposite of what I said. Second question?
Prabhuji, like we in Anarth Nivarti stage or maybe below, like we don't have taste for holy name, but like we likes devotee association, we likes to hear about Krishna, to read Shastra. So what is that thing like? Is it?
Oh, it is not necessarily taste for the holy name, but it's taste or it's appreciation of the bhakti process. And without that appreciation, we won't even move forward for sure. Yeah, but it's love in a immature form that starts to get matured over time. It's love. But it's love for Krishna's manifestations, the Bhagavad Gita, love for Krishna's devotees. It's manifestations of Krishna that come in our life by some amazing fortune. And that appreciation is the beginning of the path of love.
And I think those things helps us stay.
Absolutely. One of the things that I didn't mention is desert. To go through a desert, a dark room. One thing I appreciated, remember the river analogy? When we were in this place called Dev Prayag in the Himalayas, I really appreciated how Queen Kunti says, like the Ganges flows to the river, let my mind flow to you. If you notice, the Ganges doesn't flow to the sea independently. The Ganges is always being joined by some tributary to help the Ganges keep going. So Devaprayag is where you see Alakananda river and the Bhagirathi river. Alakananda is where from the Gangotri comes down, Bhagirathi joins, and boom. Now with great force the Ganges goes down. We need devotee association to help us keep going on this path. So it's better to a phrase that I learned through pastoral care education, it's better to walk in the darkness with a friend than to walk in the light alone. Hare Krishna. Okay, so now we have 5 minutes. We'll chant this beautiful, beautiful prayer by Haridas Thakur to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You can read the translation as we're singing the song. And if you all don't mind, if you could humor me, let's all come close together to the singer and try to absorb in this, like as if we're in this parched desert, this river is trying to get to the sea. We need help, we need the devotee association. That sun is blazing hot, the river is drying up, and it's trying to get to the sea. Let's go to the sea with this prayer to Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
कृपा करी नाम रूपे अमर जुबाया निरंतर नाच प्रभु धरि तव पाया राख इन्हला तन्हा तव इच्छमाता यान राख देह मोरे कृष्ण नाम अमृता जगत जने नाम दीते तब अवतार जगत जन माझे मोरे कर अंगीकार अमित धम तुमी अधम तरण उभय संबंध पतित पवन अछेद्य संबंध तमय अमाया यार बले नाम अमृत ए अधम छाया
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Be merciful unto me, assuming the form of the name constantly dance upon my tongue. O Lord, I hold your feet. Keep me here or take me there, whatever is your desire. Wherever this body remains, kindly give me the nectar of Krishna Nama. Your avatar has descended to distribute the name to the people of this world. Kindly accept me as one of those people. I am fallen, and you are the deliverer of the fallen. O purifier of this fallen, that is our relationship. The relationship between you and I can never be broken. This fallen person desires the nectar of the holy name.
Hare Krishna. I think we're going to sing the Kevalastakam prayers again after this wonderful bhajan that Yamuna Jivan Prabhu meditates upon, and it's thank you for sharing that. And Radhika so beautifully sang. So we'll continue with one other bhajan called the Kevalastakam. It's a beautiful 8 verses. Ashtakam is 8 prayers. So we will sing that bhajan. So you can follow along. It's been displayed on the screen there. Maduram madure bhopi mangale bhyopi mangalam Maduram madure bhopi Maduram madure bhopi Mangale bhyopi mangalam Maduram पावनां पावनेभ्योऽपि हरिर्नामैव केवलम्। अब्रह्मास्तमपर्यन्तम् सर्वं मायामयं जगत्। ब्रह्मा सत्यं सत्यं पुनः सत्यं हरिनामैव केवलम्। सगुणो सपिता चापि समाता बन्धवोऽपि सा। शिक्षाये चेत् सदा स्मर्तुम् हरिर्नामैव केवलम्। विश्वासे नहि विश्वासा कदा रूढो भविष्यति। कीर्तनीय मतो बाल्यात् हरिर्नामैव केवलम्। हरि सदा वसेत् तत्र यत्र भागवता जना। गायन्ति भक्तिभावेन हरिर्नामैव केवलम्। ओ दुःखं महादुःखम् दुःख दुःखतरं यथा। साचातं विस्मितं रत्ना हरिर्नामैव केवलम्। दीयतां दीयतां कर्णो नियतां नियतां वचा। Giyatam nityam harirnamaiva kevalam. Trinikritya jagat sarvam rajate sakalo pare. Chidanandamayam shuddham harirnamaiva kevalam. Chidanandamayam shuddham harirnamaiva kevalam. Harirnamaiva kevalam. Harirnamaiva kevalam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.